This is the windshield part of the tutorials. Let me turn on the windshield. I've already made a smaller windshield right here, as you can see, just so I can toggle that on and off if I need to. But here is the actual windshield layer. Let me turn on that light one that I made. Maybe we can see the detail a little bit better. But on down here you can see that as in the grill, as in the lamp, as in everything, I've made a windshield value. Based on the values, I have made my paths. So there's the windshield outer path. There's the next path, which does not include the wipers. And this is where windshield and wipers. I'm going to do those as well because I've already cut all the paths for it. Here's the inside shape. Look at the difference between that one and that one. It's just this little dark area over here. The next one that I have is the upper visor area, where it's always darker at eye level. Then I have a wiper where I can block in the wipers even better than before. Then I have little bits of wiper detail, and I just picked up little details that would include, you know, an illusion to make the wipers. Here's the inside window detail, which I've worked around the rear view mirror and the dashboard and the steering wheel. And then there's just a little bit more value that I want to pick out of this. So I'm going to start with the outer path to this and turn off this one. Let me click down here, and I've already made a windshield number 1 layer. So let me turn off this right here, and then let's go hit the brush tool, the option key, and grab the dark, the rich dark that is around the edge of this molding right here. Okay, and there's actually little bits of white line in there, which I'm going to kind of paint in there as well if I have time. But what I'm going to do here is grab this dark, because it seems to be the majority of the dark except for this area where I'm circling right here. So, and a little bit on the top here. So if I go Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, please always do that. Command H to hide it, and Option Delete to fill it. You're going to see how I've painted the overall value. Let's see if I'm in the right place. Yes, I'm in the exact right place. Now, to this windshield 1 layer, let me make the brush real big. Okay, bigger, 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 bigger. Okay, now let's paint a little darkness through here. And I'm going to say something as I'm painting, but please, this should be a blue-black, not a red-black. Windshields you should use more blue-black than red-black. Thank you very much. And I'm painting at 8 on the flow, which is good, but I want to say something to you. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I'll remember it in 2 seconds. Okay, I can't remember. But I'm going to paint the dark in here, and I'm going to paint it because it's mostly dark on this side. And remember, I'm not looking on the interior of the window. I am looking directly on this dark that I'm pointing at and the darks that are inside here. It gets to be a little bit more gray on this side. Let me just tint it with a little bit more dark over here, and then a little bit more dark over here. What the heck was I going to say? Oh, I have no idea. Let me get smaller with my brush. And now let's come in with a little bit more dark across the top like this, a little bit of darkness down the side, and then a little bit of more darkness here. And now let's go to the next layer up and the next windshield up. So let me command click this. This is going to allow me to start to paint the value inside the vehicle. Alright, now I'm going to choose to go with, it's a little bit raw here, so I'm not going to let it be that raw, but I am going to go with a darker, but more of a blue-black. So let me go Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide this, and now let's start by laying in the value on top. Remember, I'm on a higher layer, and let me just start by a little bit bigger brush, and then let's hit a little bit harder on this side than on this side. Window should always go from the bright side to darkness in the middle here. So let me just remembering that I'm just looking at my value below and getting my contrasts from there. And I'm on Windshields 2's layer. Now, remember, I'm not doing the windows. I'm only doing the darkness where I'm pointing at right over here. Now let me get a little bit darker with it and increase the darkness through this area on the same layer. Okay, because I want this to be more blue-black and then a little bit darker on this side. Okay, that works good, and you can see where I'm pointing right now, the molding is actually starting to come off nicely here. Just to see, I'm going to click up to the Windshield 4 layer. Here's, I actually have wiper detail and wipers 1. Okay, there's the wipers 1 layer that I wanted, and let me command click on the wipers 1 layer. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, and make sure I am at good strong black on this one. Now let me hit Command H and let me fill in the black of the windshield wipers. All right, now what I want to do now is to start to bring off the inside of the windows. Okay, I've got this all pretty well done here. So what I want is I want inside window, and I call that Windshield 4 upper detail. Actually, inner windows is where I had it. I'm that good here. So let me command click on the inner windows. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Obviously I don't want to do a lumber scene back there, so I'm going to pick just a medium to light gray right off this value right here. And let's just start to lay in the value that's on the side of here. Less back here and more over here. Okay? So let's come in like this and just pick off a little bit more, and I'll have to see how that's looking as I get back on it. And yeah, that's looking fine. And you know what? This is what I wanted to say before. It's better to paint longer strokes or wider strokes when your scene is magnified back. And in this case, it's much more conducive to getting all the detail correct on here, and the flow of your paint goes on super much better. That's about as much detail as I want on inner windows. Okay, I can come back to it and increase it if I want to, but there needs to be, and I'm going to put windshield number 3 up above inner windows for now. I better hit Command S to save the file, and let me just kind of move the mouse and show you what I need to do. I need to not only bring off the molding that's right over here, but you can see the dark strip that's right to the right of it here, right to the left. I'm sorry, to the right of the molding. That's kind of what I want to do now, and I'm going to use a subtraction to do that, as well as use this layer for other things. Okay, now I can do it. Let me find what I'm looking for. I'm going to use Windshield 2 and Windshield 3, and I'm going to command click Windshield 2, and I'm going to show Windshield 3, and I'm going to subtract Windshield 3. Now I have that little shape that I wanted. Okay, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it, and let's get nice and dark with the detail here. So let's go click the black here in the window, make sure it's a nice blue black. Yes, it is, but don't paint it all the way black. Just put enough paint in here so that works right off of here, if you can see what I'm doing. Now, might as well use the same layer to paint the visor dark going across the top. So let me go in here and find my upper, Option Command D. That's more like almost 3 pixels on the feather. Command H to hide it, and now it's not going to take much tone to increase this darkness across the top, just like this. Alright, now on this Windshield 4 upper layer, and let me make sure nothing's on it. Okay, beautiful. And here is my inner windows, beautiful. On Windshield 4, I want to actually kill or push back a little bit of what I've already done. So let me deselect this, find my windshield number 2, and command click the windshield number 2. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather. I'm going to take the same light value right here. I'm going to go Command H, and now let's just push this back a little bit. Now, I went too hard on the top. Let's push this back so it kind of puts that inner pillar, the thing that I'm pointing at here. See how you can see the inner pillar right down here? Well, I've just kind of pushed it back in value so it's not so prominent. Now let me go right over where the steering wheel is. I don't need much on this. Now in reverse of that, I need to actually take a little dark tone and hide some of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is go grab the dark tone that I used before, make sure it is not a red black but a blue black, and let's go now paint right on top of this. I should put it on another layer. I have layer 16 here, and I better do it. In fact, I'm going to label this upper darks. Now on upper darks, I'm going to take this and just kill it just a little bit like this. There. That, I still see the detail inside. It still looks great. Now it's just about time for me to go back to finish up a couple detail items. If I bring off windshield number 1 and show you windshield number 2, here's windshield number 1's path, command click. Here's number 2's path. But before I do that, I want to show you something. there's a little line, if I go to the V key, there's a little line that's right in here, and I'll show it to you, and I'd like to bring this off right now. If I go Command H, can I show you the little line that's right there? Well, watch how easily I can make this happen. If I go Command H to show this selection, and I'm in the B key, if I'm in the B key, the selection will move over this way, and let me move it way over this way, just to give you an indication of what I'm going to do. All right, now, let's subtract out windshield number 2. Now I have a nice little line. See it? Let me go back on the size of the brush. Let me hit Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Not yet, Brian. Move it back over where it's supposed to go, right there. Now, Command H to hide it. Paint up on, I have the mirror and the dash detail layer way up high, but I'm going to use this layer to get me a little bit of bright value. Turn off this. Now watch how I can take this and get a little bit of light lines going on here, and you see how that's starting to get that little detail right off of that molding strip right there. Now the light line turns into a dark line, so let's go get a dark value, a smaller brush, and now let's get a little darker line going on in here. Let me Z that back and hit Command H to see what I'm looking at. And I'm going to move it over slightly even more, if you don't mind. And I probably should contract it by 1. This is too thick here, so if I go to Select, Modify, Contract by 1 pixel, I should be pretty cool. Command H to hide it, and let's put in the dark line. There, that looks real nice. As I'm moving up, let's put a dark line down here. So the dark line actually looks real good right there. Now let's go back, and let's put in the bright window stuff that makes the windows look real nice. I need to fix the wipers. I'm going to go to the wiper layer. I didn't get dark enough on the wipers here. Let me go Command click the wipers, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it, paint some darkness right on that wiper. Beautiful. Now I still have a layer and a set of paths left over for the upper wiper detail, but I'm going to paint a little bit of bright value in here, and I'm going to do it on this upper detail layer. So the upper windshield layer. So let me go do 2 things on it. Actually, I'm going to make 1 more layer up above this, and it's going to be whites. Now I'm going to click to the where I've labeled mirror and dash detail, the same layer I used for the detail over here. Watch what I've done. I am going to grab some of this light value, get a bigger brush, and Command click this. No, I was wrong. I'm sorry, I'm going to find it in just a second. Right there. Command click this, Option Command D, 2 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. See, this mirror has a little bit of detail right there, and I'm going to bring off that detail just like this, so it kind of looks like you can see into the car. Now you see the dashboard that's over here. Let's hit a little bit of that dashboard detail. Whoops, I forgot to do something, and I'm going to go back in my history. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the history over and go back 2 clicks, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, yes, 4 clicks. Put it back over on my other screen, because I got to show you what I did. It's a silly thing. I've got this one, but I never bothered to cut the detail out. So if I show you the wiper detail right here, I actually want to subtract the wipers from this to get that little shape right there. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Now I'm only painting in this little area right there, and that looks really pretty, and that's enough detail for the inside of the car. Maybe I should get a little bit brighter on the window here before I do what I'm about to do. So let me click to the window. Let me make sure I'm on the right layer for the window. It's there. It's called Inner Windows. See it? And let me go to the inner window layer. Command click it, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Let's go grab a little bit of this light value, even lighter value. Let me go bigger brush, mucho bigger brush, but I just want a little bit more of this detail to come off like this. Okay, just a little bit more of that detail. Now, I'm going to click up to the highest layer, the white layer, find my number 2 one right over here, and I should actually toggle it over a couple to the left. And now I'm going to hit the edge of this quite hard. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, and Command H to hide it. Now I need white, so let's go grab some white. Let's hit this nice and hard on this side of the detail. right up the whole window, just like this. Now, right on the edge of this, let's get bright white, and let's hit bright white on this side. There's my nice, you can still see the pillar in there, and I have a really nice shine coming in here. Let me take a little bit of this blue right here, and let me just kill it back. Whoops, a little bit too far. Kill it back with a little bit of this blue right there. And now you can see how you can still see the pillar in there, but it kind of just melts into everything. It'd be kind of neat if I showed the pillar. It's going to take me a second to do this, but if I go Command click on the inner windows and inverse it, Shift Command I, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. I just want, if you can follow what I'm doing, I just want a little bit of blue from this pillar over. Just a little bit, just like I did right there. Just so you can see it. Okay, now I did that. Look at how sweet that looks. Now, I'm going to do something that's on the other side that I should show you because it's a really pretty thing to do on the windshield. It's not on the reference, and I'm pretty much done this reference where I am except for the detail on here, and I messed up my wipers, so before I do that I'll fix my wipers. Command click the wipers, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather. Find the wiper layer, get the black that we've always been talking about. It's not the red black, I'm sorry, it's the blue black right over here. Let's fix the wiper. Yes, I'm clicked onto the wiper layer now, and let's go in here, Command H to hide that, and let's go, you know what, I made a mistake. On the upper detail here is where the wipers are. Now what I should do is simply do this. Watch how easy this is. I'm being a dork. If I go Command H to show this, all I have to do is click up to the white layer and delete out that paint from the white layer. That's all I had to do. It should have done that anyway. Where is that value? If I hit the delete key, there it is. I guess I didn't hit the delete key, I hit the /. Let me hit Command S to save the file, because all I've got to do now is put in a little bit of detail, and I'm almost finished with this, a little bit of detail on the upper wipers, and then a little bit of that window shine that I told you about. So as soon as that's ready, I'm going to go to the wiper detail layer. It's taking a little bit of a moment to save. Okay, wiper detail and wiper detail. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, and hide this. I don't need much. I need just a dark value like this. I just want to bring off just a little bit. Look at how it doesn't take much there. Let's get close to see what I'm doing, kind of. Look at how it doesn't need much there, and it doesn't need much over here. The wipers are too blue over here. I can fix that in 2 seconds because it's not even on this layer that I'm talking about. Let's go like this, click a little bit over here. Alright, let me go back to the wiper layer, Command click the wiper layer, wherever it went. It's not there. What happened to it? Wiper detail, windshield, wiper 3, small division, inner windows. Did I throw it away? There it is. No, there it's not. Did I throw it away? It doesn't matter. I'll just command click this. I should have just command clicked the wipers. I don't know where happened to my wiper. I must have thrown it away. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide this. Let's go back to making sure I'm on my wiper layer. I'll fix that in a jiff. Go back here and make sure it's not a purple black, but a blue black, which I should have just put in my swatches. And let's just hit this behind here nice and black. Now, it's too bright underneath the wipers. So if I just go down and go back to my wiper outside, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, let me just take the same thing and the same paint and the same brush and just kill a little bit of this underneath here, just so it has a little bit more detail like that. Now if I get back on this, I need one more upper white detail. If I go to number 3, we're almost finished, Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide this. Watch how pretty this is going to be. If I go grab this pretty blue right here, and I get a brush about this big, and I come into this window like this, and I give it just a little bit of window shine on this side. Bigger brush and a lot less paint. Let me go 3 on the paint. Let me just come down a little bit more. Okay, now let me take a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of this white right here, right off the background. Smaller, smaller, and kick the white right on the edge there. And now that white looks real pretty, especially if I go in and just kill a little bit of the white off the inside of that. So let me just glare that just a little bit. Option Command D, 1 pixeled feather, Command H to hide it. Let me just kill this just a little bit and see if it works just to kill that just a little bit, just like this. And now that window looks kind of neat how it rolls over like this. What I could do if I did this too much is add a layer mask to here. Let me Command H and Command deselect, quickly add a layer mask to the white layer. And since I'm painting in black on the layer mask, all I gotta do is paint over the top of this, and look at how I can just kill that just a little bit right there. You see this up here where I'm circling? Black on the layer mask kills the paint that I put there. It's a wonderful way to make this work. Now, let me turn off the layer. Next thing I do is the tire on the car, okay? I'll save the file, but I'll go like this, and I'll show you the whole thing done like this. And let me get close on this if I can. And there is what the last tutorial has been. I'm pretty happy with that in a tutorial sense. I didn't do any final detail or stuff like that. So stay tuned. Please go into the tire one.